Hello. Just let me. I was going to adjust the camera, but it's actually not too bad. Hello, welcome to Monday the 27th exercise class. The A to Z of exercise tips, or A to Z of exercise today is R for resistance training. I'm always going on about sarcopenia and linked to that osteoporosis. And the way to combat that is by doing resistance training, which just means moving your arm against a weight. So if you're doing press ups, the floor is the resistance. If you're doing bicep curls, the band is your resistance. But it's not quite just that simple. Do you remember when I talked about, I suppose today can be about resistance bands as well and weights. When I talked about equipment, I was saying that not one size doesn't fit all. Having the same weight for every exercise isn't necessarily useful. You need different sizes of weights and different resistance of bands. That's why if you can get a pack of bands with sort of light, medium and heavy resistance, it might be more cost effective. I don't know, but there's no substitute for going and trying out the bands in the shop. So for example, if you're doing, let me just show you, if we ever get round to doing a lateral raise, one like that, that's much more difficult to do than a bicep curl, because that way it's just the different muscles. So you would need a lower weight or band for that one than you would for that one. And the reason I'm saying this is because in order to minimize sarcopenia, which is the loss of muscle mass, is we want to bring back some of that muscle mass, and that's called hypertrophy. And the way you do that is by having quite a heavy resistance and doing 8 to 12 repetitions. Well, we do 10, so that's okay. And by the time you get to 10, you should be thinking, whew, jolly glad that we're at 10 now, rather than thinking, oh, I could go on forever doing this. I mean, you see people in gyms doing this, and it's wrong technique, they're using their body, they're not getting much weight, or it's just not doing much good at all. So you need to think about what strength of band you need. I mean, the triceps one, you don't need a very heavy band for that at all. You'll find that doing 10 of that quite soon, it tires out quite soon, because that one is less strong than this one. There are three things. If you do sort of 12 to 20, you can do 12 to 25 repetitions. The jury's out on this a bit. To build a bit of muscle, and you're not going to look like Mr. Universe or anything. It just means you're putting back the muscle, really, and you won't put it all back that you've lost. Because your arm, you may think, my arm doesn't look any different. Well, that's because the muscle has been replaced by fat. So you may think that, like I say, the jury's out a bit. They're now discovering, they used to think that in order to improve your strength, you do 1 to 8 repetitions of very, very heavy weights. To sort of put back muscle mass, you do 8 to 12 of slightly less heavy. And to increase your endurance, you do 12 to 25, quite light weights. Now, they now think that doing 12 to 25 lighter weights probably does increase strength and muscle mass as well. But it's amazingly boring doing that. I'd much rather do moderately heavy resistance and do 10 reps, being glad when you get to 10, because that will increase your muscle mass, it will increase your strength, and you actually will increase your muscle endurance as well. So it's sort of a bit of a catch-all, but it's entirely up to you. If you want to spend all day doing repetitions, then that's entirely up to you. But I would suggest have quite strong resistance and be glad when you finish 10. If you can do it easily, remember the rule of thumb. If you can do 15 really easily, it's too light, the weight's too light on the band. And if you can't do 8, it's too heavy. And it will pay dividends. You will notice that your muscles maybe are coming back to life. I mean, that's why that hand strengthening one is good, because the muscles in your forearm, my muscles in my forearm were getting quite stringy at one point, looking like wee bits of string, rather than an arm with muscles in it. I think that's all I've got to say on resistance. If anybody's got any questions, please ask. Just before we get into the main bit of the sun's come out, the main bit of the exercise, or before we start, on the description of this, I can't see what it looks like because I'm doing this live. I put a link to the Buy Me a Coffee page, which is not starting this week, but this is the last week of the Monday and the Wednesday. Next week is only Wednesday, and it's at 9 o'clock. But it doesn't mean, I mean, you can do it anytime. It's still going to be on my YouTube channel, so you can pretend that it's live because there's nobody with you anyway, and it won't make any difference. Sorry, just looking at the dog. But today I put a link to Buy Me a Coffee, which you don't have to buy me a coffee. I just wanted to know if it worked, because if it does, if it's in evidence, then I will put it up every week so that people can find it easily if they want to buy me a coffee. So hello everybody. So if you can see it at all, you might not be able to see it until after this as well. Anyway, that's all I have to say on the subject. So welcome to today's session. As usual, you'll need a chair and your exercise band. If you don't have a band, don't worry about it. You can still do the movements without the resistance. As we've just discussed, you probably won't get as much benefit, but you still will get benefit. The session is in 3 parts. There's the warm-up, the main body of the exercise, and then there's the stretching at the end. You can see the link. Oh, brilliant. Oh, hooray! I can do that every week. Woohoo! I've also, Prue, you were asking how you could get in touch. I don't see it, I go into this on my laptop, but on the discussion points, I've put my Facebook, Over 50 Fitness Facebook link, and you can message me on that. If you can't see that, then let me know and I'll try something else. Yeah, that's all I have to say on the subject. Right, so let's start with the warm-up. If you are impaired, if you've got impaired legs, impaired mobility, you can use the chair for a lot of these exercises, but not all of them. But anyway, we're going to start with a warm-up, just walking, marching on the spot. Make sure your shoulders move. Remember, only just taking your feet up just very slightly, hardly off the floor. It's very, very low impact. On your toes if you want. And we're just going to do this for a few more minutes. It looks like I'm going downstairs, doesn't it? Up we go. That's me going downstairs. Right, so hands on shoulders. You can stop walking if you want. Up to the ceiling, back down again, out to the side. Keep walking if you want. Back in, out, back, up again, down, out to the side, back in, forward. One more time, up, down to your shoulders, out, back, forward, back. Okay, right, now put your hand on your, hi Mo, good. Right, put your hand on your shoulder, make your arm like a wing. Remember about proprioception last week. Make sure that your arm is actually obeying you. And remember the imaginary pencil on the end of your elbow. And we're going to do 5 big circles back, drawing a big circle with that pencil. 4, 5, and 5 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other one. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then forward. 1. Full range of movement. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jolly good. And then the final one for our arms and our back, this one, is the one where we do that one, remember? So your up arm is by your ears. If you can get it there, if it can only get it there, that's absolutely fine. And your downward arm is back as far as it will go. And we're going to do 10. 1, 2. Remember, only your arms move. Don't rock your body. 3. Hello. Aye, stop biting my knee. 4, 5. I took him out this morning in the pouring rain. 6. In the hope that he would be a bit tired. 7, 8. Aye. Leave. 9. Leave. 10. Excuse me. No, leave that alone. Leave. Leave. Yeah, don't look at me like that. Right, we're going to start doing our little routine. Heel digs. And then at the same time, anchor your elbows. And as you do the heel dig with your leg, do the opposite arm in a bicep curl. He's a big boy now. He's 4 whole months old now. So 3, 2, 1. And then I'm just going to move this chair slightly out to the side. And prayer hands. And as your leg goes out, your arm goes out. 3, 2, 1. Good one. And then we're just going to take a step back. And at the same time as we do the step back, hands are at your chest. Out, have jazz hands out in front. And splay your fingers. Give your hands a bit of a workout. 3, 2, 1. And finally, we're going to do a toe tap. So just tap your toe in front of you. And as we do that, your opposite arm is just going to swing forward. Set. So 3, 2, 1. Now just to help your coordination and your memory, we're going to put them all together and we're going to go heel dig, side, back. I can see him looking at me. Toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. He always, swinging your arms. Heel dig, he always lies just where I want to be. Back, toe tap. We'll do one more. Heel dig, side, back. Losing concentration again. I'm going to have to learn to exercise with a dog in the room. Right, we're just going to do some shadow walking and then some sideways walking like I did last week. So I'm going to have my back to you so that you can see what my feet are doing. So shadow walking, put your right foot over, step back with your left, oops, falling over here, back and back. Is that right? Right. Sorry, no, I'm talking rubbish. Put your right foot over and then your left foot over and then back to your original position. So right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back. When you're doing this, be careful not to get your feet tangled up. Then we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to go left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do that sort of Greek sidestepping that we were doing last week as well. Now, be careful doing this because I don't want you to get your feet tangled up and for you to fall over. So do it slowly rather than, and make sure that you're okay doing it. If you go, I'm digressing here. Prue, if you go on to when we finish this off, if you go on to, if you're doing this on a laptop, if you go on to just the YouTube channel, not the specific videos, it says discussion. If you click on that, the link is there. But I'll try and put it somewhere else. I'll talk to you later. Right. So this is this sort of Greek step, and it's the one that the footballers do. Let me move the chair so as you can see what I'm doing. So we're going sideways. So you're putting your right foot over. Let me hang on. I'll just have to. Yeah. So you're putting your right foot over and then bringing your left foot and then your right foot behind, left, over, back, and then left, back. So it's in front and it's behind. Can you see that? So it's over, there, behind, there. Move out of the way, dog. So right foot over, there, behind, there, 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 there. And what you should be able to do, if you can do it, just take small steps. Don't do big steps. And it twists your. You need to be pretty nifty because your bum is twisting as well. It's a bit like doing the twist. So small steps. And then back. Don't have a very big sitting room. That's good for your balance. Hello. Yeah, it's good for your balance and good for your coordination, your proprioception, everything. Although just be very, as I say, be very careful with your feet. Anything that's sort of twisting your feet or turning your body, just be very careful that you don't fall over. And just do it slowly to begin with. You can play Zorba's music. Get your family doing it. I don't know if that's the right step, but it looks more or less like it. Right, I think that's it. What time is it? Oh, it's 1:15. Enough chit chat and enough warming up. So we're going to start the main body of the exercise now, as usual with squats. If you know how to do squats, you can either do them while I'm doing this explanation, or you can have your hands behind your ears. You could do squats with your hands behind your ears if you wanted. Now notice there when I was doing squats, I was doing that, and that is not a squat. A squat is sitting, but without the chair, and also sitting without your knees going in. Your knees stay wide, and your knees don't go over your feet. So your knees stay either on a line with your toes or behind your toes. If you can't do a free squat, sit in the chair, sit towards the front, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, have your hands here so you're not tempted to use them. Knees stay like that, don't bring them in, and you stand up. From the side, you just stand up. And then, sitting back down, notice how when you sit down, you have to stick your bottom out. You sit down without thinking about it, but if you can't do that, swing your arms. If that's impossible, Put your hands on your knees as a final resort and push yourself up, and then reverse the process. Okay, so if you're doing a free squat, remember the eye in the middle of your chest, you should be able to see forward. So we're going to do, and when you come up, just bring your hips slightly forward. So we're going to do 10. So some of you will probably already have done 10. So down we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, well done. The next thing we're going to do, need the chair, is the seated row. Oh, flipping heck. Sorry, it's my phone. I'll just put it away. So, you need the chair. Sitting at the front of the chair. Feet straight out, legs straight out in front of you, toes pulled back. Loop the band in your instep so that it doesn't ping back and hit you in the face. Have quite a good, you see, you can have quite a strong band for this one because you're using both arms, and you could use quite a strong band. So remember, your arms stay by your side. You're not doing this, or your arms stay by your side. They're just going back, and your hands skim your thighs. Sorry. And we're going to do 10. 1, try and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Nice and slow and deliberate. 2, 3, the aim is not to get through it as quickly as possible. 4, but to derive maximum benefit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right, yes, we'll stay sitting in the chair. Put the band under your knees, put the bits over and hold like that. And then move your feet so that your thighs are parallel. And that's the starting and end position, not there, like that. And then you're just going to open your legs, and because you're working against resistance, you're using the muscles on the side of your thighs, and then just slowly bring back to parallel. So that's 1, out, hold it for a bit, in, 2, out, 3, out, 4. So your legs, your side muscles, 5, are constantly under pressure. 6, 7. In order to make muscles bigger and stronger, you have to stress them. 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Sorry about this, I've got a frog in my throat. Right, we're now going to do the bicep curl. So remember, you stand on your band, anchor your elbow. Now my phone's going wee woo, wee woo. And the dog's looking at me. So stand on your band, anchor your elbow into your waist, and have it there so that when your hand is there, that's the sort of end position. But you some tension so that it's constantly under tension. And then we're going to just close our arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excuse me, I'm just going to stop my phone bleeping. Right. Sorry about that. Other one. Anchor your elbow. I'll do this one face on so as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, only your forearm moves. 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Right, the next one we're going to do is the balance one now. Have the chair next to you. Somebody who shall remain nameless said they fell over doing this last week. It's imperative that you don't fall. It's imperative that you take safety. Safety trumps being able to balance. So make sure the chair is there and use it if you need to. And remember, we're going to breathe out, going to engage core. So breathe out, exhale. Pull your navel into your backbone as hard as it will go, and then relax it slightly. And then we're going to raise the leg there. See if you can raise it parallel. If you can, raise it slightly more, and then bring it back to parallel. If you're really hardcore, raise it to parallel, and then straighten it. I'm going to do 5 of these, and then I'm going to try and do 5 of the other ones. But remember, safety trumps everything. So if you need to, hold on, have the chair near. So breathe out. And navel into your backbone. Really get that core nice and tight. Hands on your hips. And we're going to go, oops. First thing I do is wobble over to the left. And then a bit more. And then slowly down. Don't put your weight on it. Just touch the floor with it. Up. Up. Down. That's 2. Up. Up. 3. Up. Ooh, I'm falling here. Up. Up. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Yeah. Excuse me, I've just got to go and let the dog out. Come on. Come on. There you go. Sorry about that. Right, other side. Make sure the chair is there. Breathe out. Pull your navel into your backbone. Get it nice and tight. And then up. Up. 1. Leave. Up. Up. 2. off, off. 3. That's knocked me balance for 6. Up, up. 4. 5. And then straighten if you want, but 6. Oops. 7. 8. 9. 10. When you're doing this, you may find that you need to sort of reorientate yourself halfway through. That's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that at all. Right, the next one is the upward row. That's the one where if you don't have a band, hold your thumb so that your hands stay together. And remember, it's the one where your elbows come above your hands. There's no use doing that. Doesn't matter where your hands are. They can be as far that far or under your chin. But the object of the exercise is to get your elbows higher, and as soon as you notice that your hands are coming up, lower them. That's the time to lower rein it back a bit. If you have a band, stand on it and cross the band over. I'll come in here and try and keep your forearm, your wrist and your hand in alignment. Try not to bend your wrists like this. And we're going 1, nice and controlled. 2, don't jerk, smooth movement. 3, and it's only your arms that move, don't hunch your shoulders. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Better put this here, else he'll have it again. Right, yes, abs. So get the chair. Sit as near the front as you can. Knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees. And we're going to start off in this position. Don't have your hands here so if you're not using them. And we're going to lift up and go back and touch the chair just slightly, and then come forward again and forward. We're not going to do like jerking. It's all one smooth movement. Okay, so we're going to do 10. So we're starting here. So 1, 2. It's blowing a gale of wind out there. Nice and slow and controlled. 3. Feel your stomach muscles tightening to hold you back, to support you as you go back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to I'm going to come back in. I'm going to come a bit nearer actually. We're going to sit back against the chair, knees at 90 degrees still, and then move slightly forward so that you're having to support yourself with your abs. And then we're just going to raise one leg. 1, Just straighten your leg. You don't need to raise it right up. Don't lift your thigh. 2, only your lower leg that moves. 3, and this is supporting you. 4, you're off the chair. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can, without needing a rest, go on to the other leg. 1, if you do need a rest, that's absolutely fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Well done. What does that say? Oh, yes. We're going to do the triceps one now. This is the one where we do that. And the one where, if you don't have a band, just do the arm movements. If you do have a band, the band goes at the back. This hand here controls the tension. This arm here is, excuse me, this arm here is over your head like that. If you've got shoulder mobility problems and you can't get your arm like that, bring your hand mid-chest, and when we point up to the ceiling, you just point down to the floor. Okay? And we're going to go 1. Remember, it's just your forearm that moves. 2. When I say that, I mean your shoulder doesn't move. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to turn around so as you can see what I'm doing behind. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then swap over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Whew. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do another 10 squats. Let me just put this down a bit again. Another 10 squats. I'm not going to whitter on this time. Oh, sorry, it's a bit too far. I need to put it back a little bit. So, remember all that I've taught you. And we're going to go 1, with or without the chair. Do it using the chair if you need it. 2, it's still a squat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One very good way of resistance training, by the way, is swimming, because you're creating resistance by the water, or the water creates resistance. Right, jolly old side bends. So, feet just wider than hip width apart. Remember, if your arm comes over your head, keep it straight so that you're actually actively using it. And it's easier if you breathe out while you're doing the actual exercise bit. So right. One. Oh, that first one is always really hard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woof. And the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, well done. Right, we're going to do, oh yes, I know what it is. I was thinking I've missed something out, but I know it's at the end. It's the high intensity bit at the end. We're going to do our little routine. So we're going to go through it 3 times, and then we're going to speed it up a bit. So, oops, note the deliberate mistake there. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Now, if you've got music, put it on. If not, just follow what I'm doing, because I've got music in my head. I'm sure that could be a title of a song. Right, so heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Ooh. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. 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 One more time. Heel dig, back, side, back, toe tap. Oh, rubbish when I'm not concentrating. Right. As you are beginning to be aware, I like to end the session with it's not idiocy, Prue. Right, yes, this is voluntary. If you've got any worries about getting too breathless, if you've got any chest pains on exertion, anything like that, if you get chest pains on exertion, I'd rather you didn't do my class full stop, then don't do this. But if you want to, it's 3 20-second bursts of high intensity exercise, which does you a lot of good. Trust me, I'm a personal trainer. So you do it by just running on the spot. Your feet, don't bring your knees up high. It's just like that. It's just like a fast version of our warm-up. Very fast like that. Try not to hunch your shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed and just going very fast as you can. You can do it in the chair. Do the same. Oh, still hunching my shoulders there. Did you notice? But I think it's actually easier standing up. But if you're jiggered after the first one, then you can do the others in the chair. You can do one of them and leave the other two out. You can sit and wait for the stretching. But it would be quite good if you try it. Right. So we're ready? On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. How was that? Are you all hanging onto the furniture in order to get your breath back? I was saying last week that a measure of how fit you are is not how much you can do, but how quickly you recover. So if you do maximum exertion, it's how quickly you get your breath back and how quickly you recover, how quickly your pulse gets back to normal. Right, we'll just leave it a few more seconds and then we'll go for the second one. Don't you just love this? It does you a lot of good though. It's good for your visceral fat. It's good for your cardiovascular system. It's good for your brain. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel as if you've really done something. Okay, we're ready? On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. How was that? Second one's hard, I think, because it's not the last one and you puffed after the first one. You may wonder why I'm not doing it. It's because I find it very difficult to time it accurately and run at the same time. So really, I'm not doing it for your benefit. That's how kind I am. Because you wouldn't like it to go 20. I mean, I'm notorious for not being able to keep to time. So you wouldn't like it to drift into 22 seconds or, 20 seconds. You found out how long 20 seconds seems when you're doing that. Maybe that's how Einstein came up with his theory of relativity, doing 20-second HIIT exercises and thinking, flipping heck, this seems like a long time. Oh, it's all relative. Right. Last one, give it a bit of welly. On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. Did you manage all that? We're going to get into the stretching without much waiting around for you to get your breath back because I've just noticed the time. I've been wittering on for 45 minutes. Well, 50 minutes actually. So the first thing we're going to do is the calf stretch. So front leg bent, back leg straight, heel on the both heels on the floor, but particularly the back heel. And try to feel the stretch of the calf, sort of at the top of the calf, behind the knee, going up into the knee. We're going to hold that. You can hold this and get your breath back at the same time. And then very gently bend your back knee and your heel comes off the floor and you should feel the stretch moving down. If you push on your foot, feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles. This one here is just sort of balance. This is the one that you're standing on. Don't stand on both equally. Stand on the back one. And then switch legs. Again, this is the one that you're using most, the back leg. This one can come off the floor almost. And the further forward you lean, the bigger the stretch. And then very gently bend your back knee. Get your heel off the floor. Well, your heel comes off the floor. And if you're sort of taking your weight on that back leg, you should feel the stretch going down into your Achilles. It's a good one for plantar fasciitis, this, if any of you have the misfortune to have plantar fasciitis. Okay, now we're going to stretch the quadriceps. So if you can, if you're able, grab your foot or your trouser leg or your sock or your shoe and try and keep your knees together, standing up nice and straight, and that stretches that. If you can't do that, do dynamic stretching. So just do this with your legs. If you can, put your hands behind you. See if you can kick your hands with your heels. Doesn't matter if you can't. Right, so those of you that are doing static stretching, we're just going to hold that for a few seconds, just to make sure you get a good stretch. If doing this is easy peasy, if you tilt your pelvis back, imagine you've got a bucket of water where inside your pelvis. If you tilt it back so that the water spills out backwards, that will increase the stretch on your quadricep, on your thigh. Those of you that are doing static stretching, switch legs, hop, hop, hop. This is not a balanced one, you can hold on. Those of you that are doing the static stretching, this dynamic stretching, keep doing the movement. Okay? Right, we're going to do the hamstrings, the big muscles at the back of your legs. That's what I didn't do. I didn't do the hamstring exercise, did I? Never mind, we'll do that. I don't like it very much. I might find a better one. So sitting at the edge of your chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, one leg forward, toe pulled back, dorsiflexion, sitting up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Now remember, however far you stretch is up to you. Should be challenging but not painful. Don't bounce. Don't bounce. I've seen people sort of bounce. Don't do that, because you risk stretching the muscle beyond its capability and damaging it. Everything is nice and gentle. And then sit up. Sitting up nice and straight. Repeat on the other side. Forward from the hips, not from the waist. And then sitting up. Standing up, in fact. Hands out to the side, palms facing forwards. And you're going round the tree, so your arms are like that, not like that. Chest height, and then dip your head. And what you're doing is stretching the big muscles at the top of your back, where your shoulders are, just trying to stretch those out. Try and get your shoulder blades as far apart as you can. Stick your elbows out to the side. And then, if you can, interlock your fingers behind your back. If you can't, just try and get your elbows together. And if you're interlocking your fingers, just bring your arms up, and that gives you the stretch across your chest. If you're doing the elbows, just stretch like that. But if you can, this gives a slightly better stretch. But if you can't do it, it doesn't matter. And then release. And then one hand forward and down your back, like that. And then if you've got shoulder mobility, just leave this stretch out. And then if you can, just push your arm back a bit. So as you stretch, so as you feel a stretch in these muscles here and down your side a little bit. And then release and do the other one. Okay. Last few. So sitting in the chair, remember, don't use the back. Dip your head. Put your hand on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down. Just to stretch your neck and sort of up your backbone a little bit. And then bring your head back up. And then look to the left. Note where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. And then put your hand on your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand so that you're creating tension in your neck. So your head's trying to turn that way and your hand's pushing it back that way. And then relax completely, and you should be able to turn your head just a little bit more. Just hold it there. And then bring your head back to the center and do the same on the other side. Put your hand on your chin, resist, try and turn your head back to the center, resist with your hand, resist, resist. And then relax and see if you can turn your head a little bit more. And there we go. Right. I shall see you on Wednesday. Prue, if you look at this on a laptop, see if you can find the discussion bit. Or you could go to my website, www.over50fitness.co.uk, and there's a facility there where you can send me an email. So you could try it that way. Okay. See you Wednesday, folks.